Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey House Pub House. This time again, Nick is with me, where we are getting off to a rocky start.
Me, I'm here.
I'm already having to do editing.
Me, I'm been here.
Yeah, you've been here.
Many long.
Love you long time.
Love you long time.
Oh my goodness.
Here we are.
Let's get to that intro. I don't know what to do with you. It's going to be interesting. I think we might have to call someone.
I don't know. You sound like my caretaker. I don't know what to do with you.
I don't know what to do.
I'm about ready to give up.
Oh, I gave up long ago.
Oh, good.
Long ago.
Good.
Well, it's still September. It is, once again, we're doing a Bourbon Heritage themed episode, kinda, sorta, at least for us. It's
Something
themed
there.
that way.
Yeah.
We're doing bourbon. We teased on the last episode, we had a quiz from Breaking Bourbon. Nick, how are you on your quiz taking?
Depends on the quiz.
Yeah.
Because I have more experience with BuzzFeed quizzes, you know?
This would be similar. Or like, what Disney princess are you?
We could do one of them, too. I don't want to derail, but let me see if BuzzFeed has any whiskey ones. They won't. All right, moving on.
Well, I think we should do this quiz. And I think the person that gets... What does the person that gets the best quiz get? There should be some sort of prize, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah?
Is it a prize?
Yeah.
What do I win?
I have a Dusty whiskey.
Ooh.
Like, it not Dusty...
Which one?
Not like how you described Dusty in the last one, but it's one from the 80s.
Ooh.
Benchmark bourbon. It's 6 years old, I believe. It's a mini.
And the loser does what?
I don't know. Loser just doesn't get anything.
I have mealworm mezcal.
Oof.
Dying to be drank.
Well, I think what we do is we run you through the quiz.
Oh, no.
And then we run maybe Liquor Boy. We call up Liquor Boy and run him through the quiz.
Run him through the quiz.
And
he's more knowledgeable than me.
Yeah, he's also dumb.
He's touched more liquor.
He's touched more liquor.
He's absorbed the liquor knowledge.
Well, we could try someone else.
No, we could. I'll take Liquor Boy.
You take Liquor Boy.
I'll take Liquor Boy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's call him up. See where he's
Well,
at.
I think we should run you through the quiz first.
Oh, so get me good and winning.
No.
And then
this will be.
I like that. That's a great idea.
This is your test.
No.
You run it through.
Good. Just run it through me quick, and then I'll face him.
I can't run it. No, there's nothing to run.
Just tell me the answers, and then
you guys have to take the quiz separately to get a score.
Yeah,
that can be compared to the other person.
That makes sense.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I meant.
Huh? And I'll write your score down on here, and then we'll.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. Multiple choice.
Multiple choice.
Good.
I'll read the question out to you
and the answers. All right.
I
like it.
You want anything to sip along with?
I have.
You do? Oh,
yep.
What are you drinking?
Same thing as you.
What are we drinking?
The bottle moved and I can't read it.
No, it's right there. It says
it's the Tree Oak Single Barrel Ghost Hill Texas Bourbon.
Picked by Specs.
Single Barrel Specs.
Well, we got
Specs
it from Texas.
Himself picked
Specs.
that.
Yep.
Specs.
Yeah.
They call him Specs, right?
Yep. Remember Torchies?
He wears glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Torchies is good.
Yeah.
Torchies. If anybody listening has
any affiliation
like
with
the
Torchies.
higher up at Torchies, open a location in Minnesota.
Definitely.
Not in the Mall of America.
No.
Because I don't want to go to the Mall of America.
Somewhere good.
Nobody really wants to go to the Mall of America to eat food. It's just something you do if you're stuck there. You eat.
Are we going to go there to commemorate Jimmy Buffett?
We could. There's a Margaritaville.
I know.
Shout out to the dude that went to all the Margaritavilles in the country and two in Canada.
Well, did you hear about that
dude?
This is a sidetrack, but the singer of Smash Mouth died.
Yeah, he was just an unhealthy dude.
He was living the dream. He was living what everyone wants to live.
a lot of people are living that dream.
You know what's
None
the
of
song?
them look good.
The song by Nickelback, Rockstar. That was his life. I feel like.
Wow.
Right.
Seems unsanitary.
It was.
Yeah.
He got all that Shrek money, and
It's a good paycheck.
went ham.
That's the gift that keeps giving.
Yep.
Shrek royalties.
Anyways, all right. So we're gonna start this quiz.
Okay.
I don't know how many questions there are in total, but question 1, worth 1 point.
Okay.
Who invented bourbon? Here are the options.
Okay.
Julian Van Winkle, otherwise known as Pappy. Elijah Craig. George Washington. George T. Stagg. William LaRue Weller. Or the final option, the answer is unknown.
I feel like the Georges are in there just to make it like, well, clearly it's not George Washington, so it's the other George, but
right.
I ain't falling for it because I'm a smart boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say it's unknown.
Okay.
Because I think it's a region thing.
All right. So we'll pick unknown.
Okay.
All right. Question 2, also worth 1 point. By law.
I wanted to know if I was right or not. I don't get to know till the end.
You don't get to know.
Ah.
By law, where must bourbon be made? Here are the options. Kentucky. Within the continental United States. Anywhere in the United States. Final option, anywhere in North America.
Say continental United States.
Within the continental United States.
Don't hear a lot about a Hawaii bourbon.
Okay. Question 3, 1 point. By law, what grain must make up the majority of bourbon's mash bill? Option 1, corn, rye, wheat, barley.
Corn.
Okay.
So I'll stick with that.
Next question. By law, what's the minimum percentage required for that grain? Option 1, 50%. 2, 51%. Option 3, 80. Final option, 100%. So your options are 50, 51, 80, 100.
Say 50.
50.
For the minimum.
Minimum. Yep.
Okay.
Next question. By law, what must bourbon be aged in? Here are the options. Oak containers. New charred oak containers. New charred white American oak containers. American oak containers. New charred American oak barrels. New charred white American oak barrels.
Oh my gosh.
So,
new charred American oak.
new charred American oak barrels.
Yeah.
Or
new charred
new
oak.
charred white American oak containers.
And then there was one that was just new charred oak, right? Not American oak.
There's a
New charred oak.
Do you want to just look at this one for?
I'm just gonna stick with my guns. New charred American oak, not white oak. Just new charred American oak.
New charred American oak barrels.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Ship them over to Ireland.
Next question. By law, how long must bourbon be aged? 2 years. 4 years. There is no minimum time requirement.
Don't remember if there's a minimum. I don't think there is. A little cheating. I just
He's got a lot of
mild cheating.
A lot of
I just gotta
examples.
turn some of these around.
Yeah.
I would say 2 or nothing.
So you gotta pick one.
So I kind of want to say 2 because they like to put limits on things.
So
Nobody wants a month-old bourbon.
Okay, so you're going with 2?
Years. Yeah.
All right. Next question. By law, does a bourbon's label need to specify how long it's been aged? Here are the options. No. Yes, always. Yes, but only if it's been aged for less than 2 years.
Ah, dang it.
Yes, but only if it's been aged for less than 4. Yes, but only if it's straight bourbon and it's been aged for at least 2 years, but less than 4.
I want to say C, but maybe E. But I'm going to stick with C.
So you're going to go with yes, but only if it's been aged for less than 2 years.
Yes.
Okay. Next question. Couple different options. Question. So what is straight bourbon then? Option 1. The act of drinking bourbon without adding any ice or water to it. Bourbon that is made by one of Kentucky's major distilleries. Bourbon that's been aged in a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single distiller. Bourbon that's been aged a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single state. Bourbon that's been aged a minimum of 2 years, the product of a single state, and with an age statement on the label. Final, bourbon that's been aged a minimum of 4 years, the product of a single state, and bottled at exactly 100 proof.
I feel like they could have narrowed these down a bit. They didn't need to have 6 options.
Probably could have.
They're very wordy.
They are.
What were the first 3?
First 3. First one, the act of drinking bourbon without adding any ice or water to it. 2. Bourbon that's been made by one of Kentucky's major distilleries. 3. Bourbon that's been aged a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single distiller.
Okay, I'm going to go with 3.
You can go with 3.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll stick with that.
Next question. By law, what is the minimum bottling proof of bourbon?
Didn't we already?
Nope.
Minimum bottling.
By law, what is the minimum bottling proof for bourbon? Here are the options. 50, 80 proof, 100 proof. There is no minimum bottling proof.
100. Still smiles. There is none. There's no minimum proof. Clearly.
I'm going to read the question one more time.
Okay.
By law, what is the minimum bottling proof for bourbon?
Okay.
50 proof.
Okay.
80 proof.
Okay.
100 proof.
Okay.
There is no minimum proof.
There is none.
That's what you're going with? Is that your answer?
It's a lot of pressure.
How many bottles do you see that are under 80 proof?
Few. But it also means that my earlier one was wrong. Because I said it was 50% ABV was the minimum. But that might have been barreling proof.
No, that was your Nick. That question that we're not changing was by law, what is the minimum percentage requirement for the grain? You selected 50.
Oh, what? Oh, that's right, though. So, no, crap, it's 51. Man, my listing skills, subpar. Clearly it's 80 based on Dylan's response. He was upset, so we're going with that.
All right, next one.
I just didn't want to repeat the question because these questions are so long.
By law, what is the maximum bottling proof for bourbon? Options: 100 proof, 125 proof, 150 proof. There is no maximum bottling proof.
There is. Well, I don't know if they would stop you, but like you're saying, our last episode, it becomes hazmat at some point, doesn't it? You know,
referred to.
Yeah, and that's allowed, but under certain transport restrictions and shipping and handling, all that jazz. So I don't know if there obviously is, because you can't have just like Everclear. Here you go. That's not bourbon at that point. Is it bourbon? What if you?
Everclear is not bourbon.
But something of the same ABV that was a corn distillate. Is that bourbon?
That gets into something else which I can't speak about in case it's in the quiz.
Okay. So
So
sort
for
of,
this,
but it's debatable.
think about just this
I'm gonna
one.
say
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, just go through them quick.
By law, what is the maximum bottling proof for bourbon? 100 proof, 125 proof, 150 proof. There is no maximum bottling proof.
I'm gonna go with 125. Just solid guessing, 125.
Okay. Next question. By law, can producers add coloring or flavoring to bourbon and still call it bourbon? Here are the options. No. Yes. Yes, but only if the coloring / flavoring added is harmless and accounts for 2.5% or less of the bourbon's volume.
I'll go with the third one.
Okay.
That sounds like an early liquor law not making.
All right.
Oh, it was wrong. We're sticking with it, but I know it was wrong. Dylan is bad at hiding.
It doesn't matter because I locked it in.
It was wrong.
So,
I know.
All right, next question. This one's a little wordy, so listen. So what does bottled in bond mean? Option 1. The bourbon's producer uses funds raised from issuing bonds to investors in order to cover the costs of making the bourbon. Option 2. When bottled, the bourbon's producer attempts a tamper evidence seal so that the consumer has assurance that it's real and not counterfeit. Option 3. Bourbon that has been aged for at least 4 years in a federally bonded warehouse under U.S. government supervision is the product of one distillation season at one distillery in the state of Kentucky and is bottled at least 100 proof. Final option. Bourbon that has been aged for at least 4 years in a federally bonded warehouse under U.S. government supervision is the product of one distillation season and one distiller at is the product of one distillation season and one distiller at a single distillery and is bottled at exactly 100 proof.
And it can only be bottled on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And the guy who bottled it has to be named Jeffrey. I'm going with C. It was too specific. Fourth one is too specific.
Next question. When it comes to bourbon, how many distillation seasons are there in a year? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wouldn't it depend on your location?
I don't know.
Different climate? Different
I do not know.
season? We'll say 2. 2 of them.
Okay.
You can do it twice. As decreed by Nick.
As
you
decreed.
Do it twice.
Last question.
That's it.
Last question.
Okay.
The best way to drink bourbon is
In a glass.
option 1, with nothing in it, with something in it, straight from the bottle.
Something. Something.
You know, that's what it says.
Put a marble in there.
At an expensive bar.
Ooh.
From a really expensive glass.
Yes.
On a boat. You're on a boat, yo. That's what it says. While doing Reddit AMAs.
Yep.
While Googling what AMA means. Anyway,
ask me anything.
Any way you like it, as long as it's with friends. Final. Any way you like it, as long as it's with A-list celebrities like the Breaking Bourbon guys.
Nice. That last one seems biased.
It does.
I'm going to say in a closet alone at night.
So what's your actual... Is it?
I feel like it's rigged. I'm going with D. Or E. Whatever the last one is. How many? It was 5 options?
Well, so the last 2 are any way you like it, as long as it's with the friends, and the other one was any way you like it, as long as it was with the A-list celebrities like the Breaking Bourbon guys.
I like that one. It's funny, but it's the one before that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to submit it.
Okay.
Tally these up. Submit.
Perfect score. What do we got? Drum roll.
Let's see. Total points.
5
out of 14.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
All right, so I'm gonna write that down.
Liquor Boy might beat me.
We'll see.
My struggle is with retaining information. That's it's a struggle.
Your first question,
yeah,
was correct. Who invented bourbon? The answer is
nobody.
Unknown.
Or everyone.
Question 2. By law, where must bourbon be made? You said within the continental United States. The correct answer is anywhere in the United States.
What?
Yep.
Hawaii bourbon.
Yes.
Is it a thing?
It does.
It exists.
Yes.
Is it any good?
I don't know.
Alaska bourbon.
Your next question
Puerto
that you
Rico
got
bourbon?
wrong was by law, what is the minimum percentage requirement for the grain? You figured
51.
it's 51.
Yeah, it should have been 51.
Yep. The next one is by law, what must bourbon be aged in? You said new charred American oak barrels. The correct answer is new charred oak containers. Does not specify what vessel.
So I could have a whiskey crate.
Yes.
If I so choose.
Yep. You could. Your next one is by law, how long must bourbon be aged? You said 2 years. Correct answer is there is no minimum time requirement.
Bummer.
Yep.
Yo.
Next one, by law, does a bourbon label need to specify how long it's been aged? You said yes, but only if it's been aged for less than 2 years. The correct answer is yes, but only if it's been aged for less than 4 years.
Yes.
Okay. Next one. What is straight bourbon whiskey then? You said bourbon that's been aged a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single distiller. The correct answer is bourbon that's been aged for a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single state.
This is not good for me. I was just looking at the floor. This is bad for me.
The next one is, by law, what is the minimum bottling proof for bourbon? You said 125. The correct answer is there is no maximum bottling proof. I meant maximum when I said 125, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Next one is, by law, can producers add coloring or flavoring to bourbon and still call it bourbon?
That's a no.
You said yes, but only if the coloring / flavoring added is harmless and accounts for 2.5% or less of the bourbon's volume. The correct answer is nope.
2.5% of a bottle in
some volume,
just being like color and flavor. It's quite a bit.
So, yeah.
We did say color and flavor?
Yes.
Oh.
Somebody got in trouble for that.
I didn't retain that bit.
Templeton Ryan got in trouble for that. They got sued.
That will happen when you do that.
Next question that was incorrect was, so what does bottle and bond mean? You said bourbon that's been aged for at least 4 years in a federally bonded warehouse under U.S. government supervision and the product of a single distillation season at one distiller in the state of Kentucky and is bottled at least 100 proof. We know that it doesn't have to be in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
So the correct answer is bourbon that's been aged for at least 4 years at a federally bonded warehouse under U.S. government supervision, product of one distillation season, one distiller, a single distillery, and is bottled at 100 proof.
I think my downfall is having the questions and answers spoken to me.
Yeah,
I can't reference back
100%.
to it. I'm just like, I don't even know what she said.
I'm sure you could have scored at least
a little. I would have got maybe a little better. As you're reading them back, I'm like, oh, yeah.
So let's
Liquor Boy.
Let's call Liquor Boy.
Liquor Boy is either sleeping or
Sam
scrounging for liquor, as he does.
We'll call him up.
Like a carnivorous beast, but for liquor.
I typed in Liquor Boy in my contacts.
Did it come up?
Nope.
Well, you should remedy that.
Should. The remedy.
Do you have? Can you play Smash Mouth? Can you play like what? A second of Smash Mouth?
I don't think so.
Really? Not even. What about free use? You have free use of Smash Mouth? Oh.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Liquor Boy.
Why is it not working?
Here,
say something.
Put on speaker.
Hello, Dylan.
Ah, there we go.
There we go.
Gotta turn him up. Oh, it broke again.
Am I on the podcast?
Yeah, there it is. Hello, Liquor Boy.
Nice.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast. We've now rebranded. That's what it is now.
Yes, I give consent.
I give consent.
I'm currently eating an ice cream cone.
What?
I'm currently eating an ice cream cone.
Oh.
Yeah. Bussin'.
So we have a quiz for you that Nick just took,
boy.
and he has a score.
It was really, really good.
And
How long is this going to take?
there's 14 questions.
14 questions. Jeez.
They're
All right, make it
so
quick.
long.
All right. The winner will get a prize.
Okay.
All right. The name of the quiz is Do You Know the Bourbon Basics?
Okay.
Question 1.
Wait, hold on.
If he just says the right answer and it's one of the things, can we just go with that? Just to
We're good.
avoid reading.
I don't know. We'll
If he
see.
consents
All right,
to it,
here's
I think it's
the
fine.
first question is who invented bourbon?
Jimmy Russell.
Jimmy.
Option 1,
I love you, Jimmy.
Julian Pappy Van Winkle, Elijah Craig, George Washington, George T. Stagg, William LaRue Weller. The answer is unknown.
Elijah Craig.
I'm trying to find where the heck. Oh, okay.
What?
All right. No, you're fine. All right. Question 2. By law, where must bourbon be made? Here are the options. Kentucky, within the United States, within the continental United States, anywhere in the United States, anywhere in North America.
I mean, as far as I know, it's supposed to be Kentucky, but
Okay.
it's pretty loose on that. So I'm saying Kentucky.
All right. By law, what grain must make up the majority of bourbon's mash bill? Corn, rye, wheat, barley.
Corn.
Next question. By law, what's the minimum percentage requirement for that grain? 50, 51, 80, 100.
51.
Next question. By law, what must bourbon be aged in? Here are the options. Oak containers, new charred oak containers, new charred white American oak containers, American oak barrels, white American oak barrels, new charred American oak barrels, and the final one, new charred white American oak barrels.
New charred white oak. Was that an option?
Yep. Next question.
That one.
By law, how long must bourbon be aged? Here are your options. 2 years, 4 years. There is no minimum time requirement.
There is no minimum.
Okay. Next question. By law, does bourbon's label need to specify how long it's been aged? Here are the options. No. Yes, always. Yes, but only if it's been aged for less than 2 years. Yes, but only if it's been aged for less than 4. And the final one is yes, but only if it's straight bourbon and it's been aged for at least 2 years, but less than 4.
No.
Okay. Next question. This one's a little wordy, so pay attention.
Okay.
So what is straight bourbon then? Here are the options. The act of drinking bourbon without adding any ice or water to it. Bourbon that's been made by one of Kentucky's major distilleries. Bourbon that's been aged for a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single distiller. Bourbon that's been aged a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single state. Bourbon that's been aged for a minimum of 2 years, the product of a single state, and with an age statement on the label. Final option is bourbon that has been aged a minimum of 4 years, the product of a single state, and bottled at exactly 100 proof.
B.
Okay. B was, you want to hear what B was again?
Yeah.
Bourbon that's been made by one of Kentucky's major distilleries.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not it.
You want to hear C again?
Yeah.
Bourbon that's been aged a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single distiller. You
Sure.
want?
C.
Okay. Next question. By law, what is the minimum bottling proof for bourbon? Options are
40%.
50 proof, 80 proof, 100 proof.
80.
There is no minimum proof bottling.
80 proof.
Next question. By law, what is the maximum bottling proof for bourbon? 100 proof, 125 proof, 150 proof. There is no maximum bottling proof.
There is no maximum.
Okay.
Wait, bottling or barreling?
Bottling.
Okay, yeah, there is no minimum or maximum.
Okay. Next question. By law, can producers add coloring or flavoring to bourbon and still call it bourbon? Options.
No.
No. Yes. Yes, but only if the coloring / flavoring added is harmless and accounts for 20 or 2.5% or less of the bourbon's volume.
No.
This next one is wordy. So what does bottled in bond mean? Here are the options. The bourbon's producers uses funds raised from issuing bonds to investors in order to cover the costs of making bourbon. Next option. When bottled, the bourbon's producer applied a tamper evidence seal so the customer has assurance it's real and not counterfeit. Next one. Bourbon that has been aged for at least 4 years in a U.S. federally bonded warehouse under government supervision is the product of one distillation season at one distillery in the state of Kentucky and is bottled at least 100 proof. And the last one, bourbon that has been aged for at least 4 years in a federally bonded warehouse under U.S. government supervision is the product of a single distillation season and is one distiller at a single distillery and is bottled at exactly 100 proof.
The last one.
Okay. Next question. When it comes to bourbon, how many distillation seasons are there in a year? Options. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
2.
Okay. Last question. The best way to drink bourbon is with nothing in it, with something in it, straight from the bottle, at an expensive bar, from a really expensive glass, on a boat, you're on a boat, yo, while doing a Reddit AMA, while Googling what AMA means, any way you like it, as long as it's with friends, any way you like it, as long as it's with A-tier list celebrities like the Breaking Bourbon guys.
On a boat.
All right. And
My man.
you scored 10 out of 14.
That's not bad.
Very close. We'll have to look at those numbers and see
What did Nick get?
Nick got
many points.
Nick got 5
the
out of 14.
people agreed that
Actually,
I
you know
got
what?
lots of points. The
Six.
people.
Nick
all of
should
them.
actually Nick should have got 6, and you should get 9 out of 14.
I'm still okay with
Which
that.
was right that shouldn't have been right.
So the first question is who invented bourbon? It's actually giving him points for selecting Elijah Craig.
That's wrong.
It's wrong.
I disagree with that. You still won, though.
The correct answer
It's
is
giving Nick point for Elijah Craig?
it's giving you points for Elijah Craig.
That's the wrong answer?
That is the wrong answer.
What's the correct answer?
The answer is unknown.
Everybody.
Okay.
So, the questions that you got wrong was by law, where must bourbon be made? You said Kentucky. The answer is anywhere in the United States.
Okay.
The next one you got wrong was by law, what must bourbon be aged in? You said new charred American white oak barrels. The correct answer is new charred oak containers.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
Jimmy Russell famously says that bourbon can be made right off the still. You just collect it in an oak bucket and you pour it into a bottle, and that's bourbon.
Interesting.
So here's the next question you got wrong. By law, does a bourbon's label need to specify how long it's been aged? You said no. The correct answer is yes, but only if it's been aged for less than 4 years.
Okay.
Next one you got wrong was, so what is straight bourbon then? You said bourbon that's been aged a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single distiller. The correct answer is bourbon that has been aged a minimum of 2 years and the product of a single state.
Okay.
And those are the questions you got wrong. So you scored higher than Nick, so you win the super secret ultra premium prize.
What is it?
It's Dusty Whiskey.
Dusty Whiskey.
Dusty Whiskey.
And I, as the loser, regretfully have to eat the parking lot cheese. Because that is what we agreed on. All of us.
So
it's not something I take lightly.
Thank you for joining us, Connor, and we'll make sure you get your prize on the next episode.
Yep. We'll mail it to you.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Yep. Bye.
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 I also have a quiz. It's a very important quiz.
Well, I got to ask, I have a second Dusty Whiskey that we can give Liquor Boy.
Yes.
So you and I can still enjoy the benchmark.
Definitely can.
So should we do that?
We should do that.
All right.
think we should. I'll gear up this other quiz. It's very thought-provoking.
All right, well, let's take a break. We'll come back to it and do that quiz.
All right.
All right, we're back from a break.
All right.
And I have the Dusty.
Wow, way smaller bottle than I thought it was.
Oh, it's very small. This is 50 milliliters.
Ooh,
It's a mini, as some would say.
get them European measurements.
It actually does have, it's a 1/10 pint.
Oh, feels so much better
Yep.
hearing that.
It's 86 proof, and it is 6 years old. This is Seagram's Benchmark Premium Bourbon.
Oh,
And this is from, I think, like 1986 or something, we found out.
Seagrams and 7.
Yeah, but this is
That's
bourbon.
the thing.
Seagram
Yeah.
7 is mostly clear
Yes.
alcohol.
7 and 7.
Flavorless. Yeah.
You know.
So we're going to try some of this. I have
We can-
absolutely no idea what this tastes like.
I'm scared.
I've been saving this.
It's old mini bottles always unnerve me.
I should take a picture.
After I had the little mealworm mezcal, I haven't.
That was an experience, though.
I haven't thought about them the same though. They've forever tarnished me. Dylan's just getting a quick snapshot for the thumbnail for the gram. We get that on the gram. He's trying to get the proper lighting, but he's having a hard time because he's holding it up to a cabinet.
No, I'm just trying to get a good background.
Yes. Yes.
Twist off.
Cork pop.
I have
There it is.
no
there
idea.
was the pop. Did you hear it?
So I'm not 100% sure where this is made. That I've heard and seen things that these could have been made at the old, like before Four Roses was Four Roses distillery,
That distillery.
because it is Kentucky.
Dylan has heard and seen things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Interesting.
Distilled and bottled by Joseph E. Seagram's son, Louisville,
could've-
Kentucky.
Could have been from a plane. I think I have much more than you, so I've just
We can
left
split. Just
over.
split it. Yeah. Have more. Sure.
yeah. You want?
We could save the rest for
Yeah, we'll save
someone.
that.
Well, give me here. I have.
I like to leave them open and around the room.
This had a
Okay.
tax strip.
What did
This.
a tax strip?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It was proof that the taxes were paid on it.
Oh, a tax
Yeah.
strip.
Not a tax strip.
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh,
All right. Knows it. It reminds me of,
what does that smell like?
it reminds me of some just modern bourbons, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember what it is, though. It's like,
There's a chemical that smells like this.
no, it smells grapey.
Grape flavoring is
Chemical,
the harshest of chemicals.
yeah. Okay.
I watched this guy on YouTube.
Sure.
He's a YouTube chemist, so
Self-proclaimed.
yes, but he's legit.
Oh, okay.
There's a specific type of latex-free gloves
Okay.
that one of the ingredients in the gloves is actually one of the main ingredients
In
for
flavoring.
grape flavoring.
Sick.
And so he's got like a whole 30-minute video where he reverse engineers gloves into grape soda.
That's terrifying.
Legit, and he drinks it.
That is terrifying.
Legit, yeah, it's a real thing.
I
You can
don't-
look it
I don't
up.
like that.
It's
I don't like
very
that at all.
interesting.
No, it smells like, what is the brand?
Lysol.
No, it smells like an other Kentucky brand. Like it,
I don't know.
no, it smells like Willet Rye. That's what
Really?
it smells like. Yeah. I don't have any Willet Rye to compare it to, but
But that's what it is.
it
bringing
reminds me of Willet Rye.
back. Okay,
The
well,
3-year.
get a flavor on the. Let's get a flavor on this, and then we'll sip on this while
All
we
right.
do this super important quiz.
All right, I'm going to taste it.
Okay, go ahead.
Bourbon from 1986.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Where'd it go?
It's low proof.
Ooh, it's got a weird aftertaste.
It's pretty good. It's vanilla custard.
It has a weird. It's probably the 50 or 50 or 80s, 40 something years old.
Well, it's only aged 6 years, but it's from 1986.
So, like a 50-year-old whiskey.
It's from
40,
it's from then. Yeah.
Whatever it is. I'm not doing the math right now. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's weird. I mean, it tastes a little bit different than you would.
Definitely better than like the high C ectoplasm cooler from the 80s. Those don't hold up as well as whiskey does.
It just tastes like vanilla, like a vanilla custard. It's a little bit of grape.
I think my palate is shot.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's pleasant.
Definitely drinkable.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Well, Dylan, I have a quiz for you. It's from the well-known website, Clickhole. Very well known. I have not previewed this quiz at all.
I'm excited.
The title of the quiz, and it's got a bunch of stock images of people.
Okay.
So, are you Craig, Stephanie, Uncle Blaster,
I'm Uncle Blaster.
Amanda, or Professor Junk?
No, 100%
Uncle Blaster?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow, Uncle Blaster. All right. We'll just read the little snippet, the intro. There are 5 of them that can... There are 5 of them that you can be, and it's time to know which.
Yep, I already know.
Everybody is one of them, and nobody is all of them.
Ooh.
And knowing which one you are will change your life in either a good way or a bad way.
Sure.
It's time to learn the big information. Are you Craig, Stephanie, Uncle Blaster, Amanda, or Professor Junk? Take this quiz to find out. Oh, my bad. Okay. Question 1. What is your favorite cocktail? Old-fashioned, gin and tonic, a colorless, odorless liquid called sleep milk, Moscow Mule, or motor oil, the same black nectar that feeds my machines.
I'm gonna say old-fashioned.
Okay, old-fashioned. Question 2. What's your ideal Saturday night activity? 1. Researching ways to cheat at various sports and games. 2. Watching a movie with friends. 3. Hanging out near burning buildings and selling sleep milk to firefighters.
Sleep milk.
4. A quiet night in with a glass of wine and a good book. Or 5. Pointing at all the machines I invented and shouting, "Behold!" What should you say, Dylan?
I would rather have the quiet night drinking the wine.
Okay. All right. What is your lifelong dream? One of these is longer than the others. What is your lifelong dream? 1. Winning the Super Bowl by telling lies and messing around with other people's equipment. 2. Opening a bed and breakfast in the mountains called Stephanie's Hideaway. 3. Appearing on the cover of New Types of Milk magazine along with the headline, "An interview with Uncle Blaster, the inventor of sleep milk, talks to us about marriage, smiling, and tracking down the people who wronged him." 4. Traveling to Paris. 5. Inventing a gizmo. What would you say, Dylan?
I'm gonna go with the sleep milk one on this one.
Appearing on the cover of New Types of Milk magazine along with the headlines. An interview with Uncle Blaster, inventor of sleep milk, talks to us about marriage, smiling, and tracking down the people who wronged him. Great answer. What is your hidden talent? 1. You can get umpires and referees to make decisions they don't agree with using deception and or blackmail. 2. Great at karaoke. 3. I can communicate telepathically with the people who spit sleep milk out of their mouth. So I have to censor this a little bit. It's not sweary, it's just bad. It's just weird. It's not bad, it's just weird. Well, I'll just read it for what it is. I can communicate telepathically with the angel who spits sleep milk out of her mouth, so anytime I'm out of sleep milk to sell to firefighters, I can just think the word "more," and the angel comes out from heaven and spits a swamp's worth of sleep milk into all of my buckets. 4. I'm actually amazing at mini golf. 5. With these hands, these mere mortal human hands of flesh and blood, I sculpt and bring forth titanium gods whose plans for humanity are as detailed as they are cruel. What's your hidden talent, Dylan?
I'm gonna have to go with the mini golf one.
Good choice. What kind of car do you drive? 1. A stolen Zamboni. 2. A hatchback. 3. The Blaster Mobile. 4. A station wagon. Or 5. A steam-powered tangle of pistons, wheels, and blades that I call Death's Chariot.
Well, the closest one that I actually drive is probably the hatchback.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair. Reasonable. Responsible. I
Right.
like it.
Practical. Good mileage.
How many machines have you invented? 0. 1. 2. 3. Or 1 trillion?
I think it's the number is probably between 0 and 1, but I can't remember.
Probably 0.
It's probably 0.
Yeah, but it could be out there.
No. I made.
What did you invent?
Okay, in third or we're going first grade. I think it was first grade. You remember in the shed? There's this orange cart. It's called the Cartonator.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Totally invented that.
Go-kart
Yeah.
cart thing. It's got a
power
disembodied
wheels
leg in it right now.
Yeah, it's a power wheels connected to a grocery cart with a temperature gauge to the front of it.
Yeah.
That it was a first grade science. It's a first grade science project. So I mean, it wasn't supposed to be. The fact that it was RC, it wasn't RC powered.
No,
the fact
you got
that it had,
there's pedals.
Yeah, the fact it drove best.
You won.
It was the favorite.
Did you win?
No, it was the favorite. I got
Who won?
I don't know. I got
Volcano.
Yeah, probably. I got the most popular award. It was an award, a ribbon.
All right.
So I would go with 1.
So I went with 1.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, cool. It turns out you're Craig. You love to cheat at sports, and you've invented 0 machines, it says. We know you won. 1. You got 1.
Yeah.
You've invented 1 machine.
Mm-hmm.
People know you as the kind of person who loves to break the rules in order to win things unfairly, and when you need a new type of machine, they avoid calling you. You look like Craig, act like Craig, you're Craig. Awesome.
I don't understand how I got Craig, but okay.
You're Craig.
All right.
I feel I want to change this in order to be
the milk guy.
No, I want to be Uncle Blaster. I think.
Yeah, that's the milk guy.
I'm just gonna. Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna real speed run this because I know that one of these is gonna get me Uncle Blaster. The dude who communicates telepathically. He's definitely Uncle Blaster. All right. Amazing. You're Uncle Blaster. You keep the fire department supplied with all the sleep milk they need, and all your friends know that if they ever need sleep milk, you're the person they should call. You've invented 2 machines, and they both spray sleep milk all over the place in 2 different ways. When people hear your blaster mobile sputtering and clanking down the road at 200 miles per hour, they say to each other, well, I guess we're about to be up to our eyeballs in sleep milk. You're a dyed-in-the-wool Uncle Blaster. Way to go.
Yeah, that doesn't describe me at all.
That was very informative, and I think we need another quiz.
I don't think we have time.
For the next time.
We can
learn more about Uncle Blaster and his
oh my goodness
milk.
So many questions.
It's one of those things you just take in, and it's gone now. I'm just gonna try to forget about it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna forget about it. In the meantime, follow us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Look us up on Instagram, and if you have any comments or suggestions, send us a message on Instagram or at our email at whiskeyhousepubhouse@gmail.com, and join us next time. Bye.
Yep. And catch us next time as we read the quiz. How many of these harebrained schemes to sell your parents' failing marriage have you tried?